You're listening to A Tiny Homestead, the podcast comprised entirely of conversations with homesteaders, cottage food producers, and crafters. I'm your host, Mary Lewis. Today I'm talking with Emily at Tiffin Community Kitchen in Tiffin, Ohio. Good morning, Emily. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. How's the weather in Ohio this morning?
Wonderful. It's actually going to be 85 today.
That's awesome. It's gonna be 90 something in Minnesota, and
Oh gosh.
I'm done. I'm gonna be
I'm
really
like ready for
happy
it to
to
be
see this
fall,
break
like
this
actual fall
weekend.
weather.
Yeah, it's time. It's October.
Yes.
It's time. Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself and what Tiffin Community, whatever it is, does.
Okay. All right. So my name is Emily Reilly. I joined it's actually a nonprofit that runs the community kitchen, the farmers markets, and the community gardens. So it's Seneca County Common Ground, that is the nonprofit, and I'm the executive director of it. I joined with them in January of this year, so I've only been with them for, was that like 10 months? 10 months now? So Aaron Gerlach, who is the reverend of the Episcopal Church here, who started this whole program, he had this huge vision. So once the kitchen was built, then they needed someone to actually take what his vision was and actually start putting it into motion. So that's what I'm here to do. So I oversee the community kitchen, which is our mission is to support and improve local food ecosystems. The kitchen we've successfully delivered kitchen training, and we're directly supporting our local workforce to help strengthen it. I also run the farmers market, which we operate every single weekend. It's awesome. It's fabulous. I love it. I've never ran a farmers market until this time, but my background is event services and hospitality. So it kind of falls right in line with everything I enjoy doing. And then the community gardens, which I'm not a gardener, but I oversee that part as well. And it's great because we're able to put garden boxes throughout Seneca County, so people can go and grab their locally sourced tomatoes and cherry tomatoes and green peppers and all that kind of stuff, and not have to pay for it, because sometimes it's not affordable for everybody, and we always want to make everything affordable. So that's what the nonprofit kind of is helping develop in Seneca County.
That is fabulous. I love that all three parts are one, that they all feed each other. So where is Tiffin? What's the nearest big city?
So it would be between Columbus and Cleveland.
Okay, I have probably driven by Tiffin on my drives from Minnesota to Maine to see my parents.
Yep.
So, okay. Is Tiffin a small town? Is it a suburb? What is it?
Yes, Tiffin is a small community. It's a rural community. So you have Tiffin, and then you have a bunch of rural towns around it, like you have Hopewell and Bascom, New Regal, Cary, Old Fort. So Tiffin is like the center, like kind of like a little city, with all these smaller towns around it. And we're a huge farming community. So we are very rural. It's cornfield after cornfield, and then you hit soybeans. So it's that's why I love doing the farmers markets, because you have all these locally sourced vegetables and baked goods that are coming in, that you sometimes don't get in the cities. I lived in Columbus for 8 years, loved it, but I miss living in a rural environment.
Yeah, I can't imagine living in a big city again. I don't ever want to if I don't have to. So if it's a rural area, then how is this helping? Because I would think that people in a rural area would already have these things covered. Tell me why it got started.
So why it got started is because we want to make sure everything is accessible. So at the farmers market, we actually offer, you can use your EBT and SNAP benefits. We also accept the senior coupons and WIC coupons. All that is accepted at the local farmers market, which makes it a little more accessible for families that don't have a lot of income, don't have a lot of money to spend on this stuff. And we also provide training. So we took a group of 12 people from the community kitchen to the local farmers market, showed them how to shop, use their EBT benefits. Then they came back to the kitchen and they got to learn how to cook what they purchased. And I think that is one of the missing pieces um, in this community and actually in the world now, that people don't know how to take fresh products, fresh produce, and take it home and cook it, because we're in a generation and a world now where we're always on the go. I have 2 kids. I have one that's in volleyball, so we have volleyball, and the minute I get home, we're on the go. It's easy just to throw something in the oven or pick up something on the way home, but showing somebody and giving somebody the tools to help them, that's our vision, and that's what we want to do in this community and for this community.
Okay, so it's not really my assumption. I think it's a lot of America's assumption that if you live in a rural area, you're not in a food desert. But sometimes you are, because you don't have the knowledge to use what you have.
Yes, 100%. That's a lot of it. And we've met. I'm
Okay.
on a food council
All right.
policy group that we talk about food accessibility. And how that is something that we really need to turn our focus to. And we're also in the center so Tiffin is in the center of 2 college campuses. So we have Heidelberg University and we have Tiffin University, 2 private campuses that, you have these students. And if you're like, I have a nephew that does not have the skills to cook, a lot of those skills are not taught in the high schools anymore. So we actually have reached out to the local colleges, and we're trying to get them into this building to teach them those basic cooking skills.
Nice. Very nice. It's so funny that you mentioned that people aren't taught to cook anymore. I am actually 6,000 words into writing an introduction to how to set up a kitchen and how to stock your pantry and your fridge and how to do basic cooking, because no one is teaching that anymore. So I'm actively in
it's
the
crazy
middle
because
of
home ec
writing
is
a
not
book
being taught.
about the basics.
And that's awesome, because we need more of that. We need to teach these skills to these kids so that, when they become parents or they grow up, that they're able to not just go through the drive-through or, go to the frozen section and grab something they can just throw it in the oven quick. That they're actually teaching their kids that, look, we can go down to this farmer's market every week, grab what we need, go home and cook stuff from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I say this all the time on the podcast, there is such satisfaction in knowing how to make yourself a meal from scratch. There really is.
Yeah, there is. It's great, and it's really impacted our community. It's brought more. I think the farmers market, it's a gathering place. It strengthens social connections, which I think people are losing now. They're not socially interacting with people. So I think having this downtown, having the community kitchen, has really brought people together, which is one of the things why the Episcopal Church really wanted to join in on and start this community kitchen, because people gather around food. You think in your holidays, and you think at home, like that's what brings people together. So why not open a facility that kind of promotes that?
Yes, and that leads me to another question. Do you guys provide our already made meals for people?
So we are actually working on that right now. We are going to start working on producing frozen meals because our local Salvation Army recently lost their chef. So they're not able to hand out hot meals anymore at this point. So we're trying to figure out a way that we can help them by getting ingredients from our local farmers and make them all up, put them in the freezer so they could come here, grab something and throw in the oven. And it's not something that's like processed food. It's those awesome vegetables, and we have a lot of local farmers that have steers, and so we actually were donated a half a steer to the community kitchen, so we can use some of that as well to help make these hot meals for people that are really in need.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, and stuff that isn't already prepared is more nutritionally dense when you make it from scratch, and that's what people need. They need the things that strengthen their bodies, because a strong body makes a strong person.
Exactly.
And I feel like I'm being very Pollyanna, but it's true. I swear it's true. So we're rolling into fall. And so does that mean that you won't have as much fresh food? Because it's Ohio. It gets cold in Ohio.
Yep, it gets cold. But so a lot of our farmers, Reams Farm, which is right on 53, Reams Produce Farm, they have greenhouses.
Nice.
They do CSA boxes all year round. Clay Hill Organic Farm, which comes to our farmers market, they do as well. They have greenhouses that they can grow fresh produce all year round. So the community kitchen would like to be a storefront. At some point, we're going to be a storefront and have people be able to sell local produce all year round so that people have a place to get it. Because yes, the farmers market ends in the end of October, but we want to still be able to make it accessible for people in town. We have a gentleman that comes from Southern Ohio that comes up and he has fresh milk and eggs and poultry and all kinds of stuff. And he meets people every single week, even when we're not in season. So he has that set group of people that, want his organic milk and all the eggs and everything like that people are looking for.
That is amazing. Oh my God, Emily, you guys are doing it right.
We're trying to. I mean, we've surrounded ourselves with a lot of great people. We try to collaborate with everybody within the town and outside of Seneca County, to really figure out how we can help and really make this community grow even more.
Wow. I'm so impressed. So I saw on your website that you guys have the classes. So do you just have like classes for just regular people looking to learn how to cook?
Yeah. So we have a
Yeah.
whole cooking series, basic cooking from, how to cut things, how to chop things, to using the right temperature and creating sauces like your mother sauces.
hmm
We showed people how to make a roux. Oh, I think over half of them have no idea even what a roux was. So
Most people
teaching
don't.
No, most people don't know. So I took some culinary training when I was in high school, so I know what a roux is and all that stuff. But it's really cool because we also worked with the local juvenile probationary court during the summer. So we did a 6-week program where these students came in for an hour and a half to 2 hours every week and learned those basic cooking skills. We're doing that same with the women empowering women in this area so that, we have somebody that can watch their kids while they learn some basic cooking skills. And we're also teaching a baking class because, everybody's sourdough, I think, is really big right now. And everybody wants to learn how to make it, but, learning how to make different breads, learning how to make different, pastries and tarts and things like that. And educating people in that aspect. And then we also have fun classes. Like tonight, we're doing tacos and tequila. So we try to like mix in, some educational classes, but also have something fun. So we try to, meet everybody's needs in the community, with all different variety of classes. And I'm always looking for, anybody who offers any kind of suggestions. So people always say, offer me suggestions at the farmers market. I write them all down because I'll put anything out there and see if it goes.
Nice. I have an idea for you. You may have already thought of it.
Oh,
Little kids, like
what is
5
it?
years old and up, they are quite capable of learning to cook, learning the basics. Do you ever do anything
Hmm.
with kids, like littler kids?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
good.
we just finished. Yes, we just finished a cake decorating class. So I
Fun.
had a woman that rented our, because we are also a commercial kitchen that people rent. So we promote entrepreneurship. So I have one person that is renting it right now, and I had another person contact me last night that wants to rent it as well because they want to go past that. You can only do so much as a home baker. So if you want to extend your business, you kind of got to get into a commercial kitchen. So we make our commercial kitchen affordable to rent. So people can learn and really expand their business. And we have a conference room that they can utilize as well. So we really foster entrepreneurship here at the community kitchen and as for Seneca County Common Ground. So we do all kinds of classes. I have young kids. My son loves to cook, but that's our next stage is offering cooking classes. So we did some cake decorating classes. They went over really well. So now we're ready to move on to something else.
Awesome, good. Because I am a huge proponent for kids learning to
Hmm.
cook as soon as they are capable and not going to get hurt in the kitchen. And clearly, when you're 5, you might need some help from a
Yep.
grown-up. That makes a lot of sense. And honestly, my son is 23, still lives with us, and sometimes he's like, "Mom, how do I do this?" So it's not necessarily whether they're 5 or they're 23, it's where they're at.
Yes.
But the sooner you get a kid to learn how to cook their own food, from quote unquote scratch, the more likely they are to want to continue to do it.
Oh yeah, 100%. My
So
son is like that. He
that's
loves
why I
cooking.
asked about
He
that.
loves making cookies. I'll text him and be like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you can go on.
No, tell me about your son. Tell me what you're going to tell me.
Okay. No, so if I can text my son and say, hey, can you start dinner? And he'll be like, yeah, what do you need to make? I said, well, turn on the oven, start this, and I'll be home in like 15 minutes. So my son can start dinner, and he's only 14. My daughter,
Nice.
not so much. But my son, yes, 100%.
Uh-huh. Yep. Boys like to cook too. They really
Mm-hmm.
do. We're having sloppy joes for dinner tonight because I really do like manwich, but I am not going to buy a can of that stuff. And it's so simple to make homemade sloppy joes. And the one part I hate is cooking ground burger because I'm terrible at it. I cannot get it small enough. I can't break it up enough. And so my husband and my son actually cook up the burger and then I make the rest, I put the rest of it together. And my son's like, why can't you do this? And I said, I don't know. That's one of the things I suck at cooking is ground burger. So he'll be doing it or my husband will be doing it. And then it will become something very much like manwich or whatever you buy at the store. But the
Yeah.
only ingredients are brown sugar and tomato sauce and garlic powder or actual diced garlic, a little bit of onion. And that's pretty much it. And it's really good and nothing in there is bad for you.
Yeah, and I think that people just don't realize how easy it is to make something
It's
simple like that. It's easy for to grab the can, but it's even easier to have those supplies on hand. So then you can make it at any time.
Yeah, and it's like 20 minutes from start to
Mm-hmm.
finish before you're eating. It's so funny when I talk to people and I'm like, well, I don't really cook because I don't have time. And I'm like, well, how long does it take you to order something, get in the car, drive to get it, come home and eat it and it's barely still warm? And they're like, oh, half an hour. Like, oh, you could have made this in
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes at home and be eating it hot.
Yep, exactly. And that's why the community kitchen is great because I think it gives us that ability to teach that and to have those resources available. And if somebody can't afford to come to one of our classes, I never want that to be a reason why you don't come. So we have
Yeah.
a fund that's paid through the church that allows people to take classes. If they can afford it, they reach out to me and I put them through. Because I
Nice.
never want somebody not to be able to do it because of, they just can't afford it. It's unfair. Everybody deserves to learn how to cook.
Oh, absolutely. And they need to.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying this on almost every podcast I've done in the last few months. I'm like, learn to cook. It is an important skill. It is an impressive skill if you get good at it. Your friends will want to come to dinner all the time. And right now, if you know how to cook, you are going to save yourself about half on your grocery bill.
Yes, definitely.
And with the cost of food right now, I'm all for saving half on my grocery bill.
Same here.
Oh, it is downright painful right now to buy groceries. Really thankful for our garden. We have like 20 gallon size Ziploc bags of tomatoes in the freezer that we're going to be canning in November when we can open the windows so we can cool the house off. And that's all going to go into tomato sauce.
Yeah.
And I can't believe how much a can of tomato sauce costs right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. My mom just canned all of her tomatoes that she had in her garden as well.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I want to tell people is that you don't have to can what's in season right now if you have a freezer. Like peaches were coming in at the store or at the My Fruit truck thing or whatever months ago. If you don't have time to do that when you have the produce sitting in front of you, if you can freeze it, you can can it later.
Exactly. And people just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't, you can't do something that you don't know about.
Right, exactly. That's why I started the podcast. I was like, so many people don't know these little tiny things that would help them. And there are so many people doing these things that I was like, I need to talk to people who are doing it because then they can share their information and people will be inspired to do it themselves, I hope.
Yeah, I think so too. I think when people come to the markets, they get inspired. They see all these fresh produce and everything that they can do. And we even cook up some of the vegetables right there so that you get the smell and it entices people to come walk by. What are you cooking? Oh, you can grill that? No way. You know what I mean? So just doing stuff like that, it gets people excited.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't want to be nosy, but I know that running an organization like yours costs money. So do you fund it with fundraisers? Do people donate? How does it work?
Yes. So we have a great group of people that we surrounded ourselves with. We do fundraisers. I do a lot of grant writing.
Mhm.
And we have a lot of donations. So this church actually helped fund this building. I think they raised 2 point something million
Ooh,
to fund this kitchen, to fund this facility. I mean, it was a long campaign, but they did it. I mean, there was a lot of help in the community. There was a lot of support. I'm still amazed of how much support we have for this kitchen from this community because it is just amazing. Everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to donate. Everyone wants to see it be successful. And I think that's what's great about Tiffin is that we're very good at collaborating with each other. All the small businesses work together very well. So if I need something, the owner of the turntable in downtown Tiffin, he buys all of his produce and stuff from all these local vendors at the farmers markets every week. And he also teaches our classes. So it goes full circle, he's going from, instructing people how to teach this stuff to making gourmet food, which is amazing.
I am sitting here smiling so big. I love everything you're doing and everything you're telling me about it. So I have a question. You may not have an answer. I don't know. If someone comes in to the community kitchen and they take classes to learn how to cook and they become really good at cooking and they want to start a cooking business, like they want to sell their goods that they make, do you guys mentor them into that business, or do you have a connection with someone who can
Yes, we do.
help them with
So
their
we actually are
entrepreneur
partnered.
journey?
Yeah, we do. 100%. So we are actually connected with Tiffin University has a fellowship for entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
So we foster those fellowships. They come here, they learn about whatever they want to go into. It's like a big brainstorming sessions, and I want them to come with their ideas. And we have a lot of incredible entrepreneurs within this town that really helps and really guides them on what they need to do. And another thing we're doing is I'm offering a small business seminar that will have the health department here. Miranda Hoffman will be here from small business. I have local entrepreneurs that own restaurants and food trucks that are going to come and talk so that I can give them the information that they need to be successful in whatever they decide to do. Because I
Wow.
think you can't be successful unless you have the tools, and it's all about networking and knowing people. So, I'm bringing in the resources I have to help local entrepreneurs be successful because in restaurants, own your own bakery, doing anything like that, it's hard. It's not an easy thing. And a lot of people think, "Oh, it's going to be lots of fun. Let's open up a restaurant." But they don't until you get into it, you don't realize how stressful it is and how hard it is and difficult. So I think having classes like that here, and giving them realistic expectations. Listen, there are times when you're going to go home and you're going to think this is not going to work. And everybody thinks that, and handing out those business cards. So if they have questions or concerns, that they can reach out to them and saying, "Hey, I was at that seminar, you talked about this. Is there any way we can meet?" So that's what I'm hoping. And I already have, I think 15, 20 people signed up for that class, and it's
And
free.
and when is it?
December 1st
Okay.
from 6 to 8 p.m. It's free. Anybody can come. I ask people to register just so I can set up enough chairs, but I'm welcoming everybody. I want people to come here and also see the kitchen, because this could be a space that they could rent as well.
Nice. And I don't want to, I'm so worried about asking questions that are intrusive. How much is it to rent the kitchen?
So we charge from 0 to 60 hours, it's $250. Anything
Okay.
over that is 500. So we made it so that everybody can pretty much afford it. I looked up in the surrounding area how much it costs to rent a commercial kitchen. It ranges from 200 to 1500 to 2000.
Yep.
But I didn't want to do that. I want people, because the hardest part is finding a facility that you can afford. And when you're starting out, you don't have money. So I wanted to make it accessible. And as the common ground and as our board, they wanted to make it accessible as well. So I said, let's start by charging 250, and and if it continues to build, and we might have to raise the price, but I don't want it to never be affordable for somebody. I always want it to be affordable.
Wow. I'm even more impressed now. God, you guys are doing such a great thing for your community. Do you have a success story from someone that you had come in and take your classes?
So we just started doing classes. I
Mhm.
mean, I have an entrepreneur that's in there right now that's actually baking as we speak in the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
I would think that she's a success story. She's now selling at a storefront in Fremont. She sells at the farmers market. She's starting to get orders in. So I think that, to me, that's a success.
Oh, yeah.
We've helped her, take on that. And I've helped her, like, because she's like, well, what should I buy bulk food? I said, yes, you need to buy stuff in bulk, because going to Kroger's or going to Walmart is not going to be economical.
Mhm.
So I introduced her to Smith Foods, who is a local distributor here. And so, just giving them those, what's the word for it?
Insider
Insiders, or
information?
those connections that, like, hey, like, she's talking about packaging. I was like, oh, I think I might know somebody that does packaging. Let me reach out to them and see if they can do a little demo for you. But I think that she's a success. Her name's Jen Inc., and she is Jen's Caked Up Cookies, and they are delicious. She gives me one almost every day, and I'm like, ugh, I'm gonna need to stop eating all these cookies.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the worst part about being a baker is you cannot eat everything because
Yeah.
you will be a house.
Yes.
What kind of cookies does she make?
So she does a Dubai chocolate one, which is really good because that's like a big thing right now. She does an upside down caramel apple cookie.
Yeah.
She does a banana, like a banana cream pie cookie,
Ooh,
and she does a white chocolate pumpkin cookie. Like,
nice.
everything she has is delicious.
When did
So
she start?
she just started a couple weeks ago. So
Oh
she
my
baked out of her
goodness.
house, but she didn't want to have to change her recipes. So I don't know all the standards of the cottage law, but she wanted to continue using certain ingredients. And in order to do that, she had to find a commercial kitchen.
Yep.
So she reached out to us, and I was like, yeah, let's go with it. And she started out renting a kitchen for the 250 price. And she's picked up so much business that she's had to increase it. So she's here almost every morning baking.
It
So it's
must smell.
incredible. I like seeing that. It always smells delicious here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must be unbearable.
Probably why I eat them every day.
Yeah, you're making me want cookies, Emily. This is not helping, and I'm not making cookies today. So my mouth is literally watering as you talk to me about what she does. That's so cool. And yes,
Yeah.
that is absolutely a success story. And that is on her, but
Hmm.
it's also on you guys and how you've helped.
Yeah. I love it. It makes, I don't know, it's a good feeling to help somebody move forward and to help them do something that they really enjoy, because I think in life you really need to find something in life that you enjoy doing. And
Yes, it
I love my
helps.
job. I love what I do. I
I'm going
love
to
working
illustrate this
in
for
all these different areas.
Yeah, I'm going to illustrate this for the listeners really quick. My husband worked in a job that he basically hated for 25 of the 30 years that he worked at it. And he quit. He gave up. He was like, I need to find something else. My mental health is suffering from my
Hmm.
job. He went into the same industry at a different company and he loves it now.
Yeah, it's
Loves his
crazy.
job.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can't stay in a profession that you hate because it will kill you. It will
Hmm.
ruin you. So I love that you and your organization are helping people to find the thing that they love to do that brings them joy and then pushing them forward into being successful at it. That is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we love it. I'm happy doing everything I'm doing right now. I don't know how else I just but I have a passion for hospitality. I've been in it for 20 plus years. So I love this industry. I love everything about it. I love the fast pace. I love meeting all the different people. So I really enjoy what I do.
Good. And I mean, hospitality is one of those things where you can be doing what you're doing right now, or you can be, I don't know, a travel agent
Mm-hmm.
who's booking people who have more money than God into resorts that are crazy beautiful. And honestly, I think what you're doing is far more
Yes,
important. So,
I would agree.
all right. All right, Emily. I try to keep these to half an hour. I so appreciate your time and sharing everything you shared. And I hope when people listen to this, they have the same happiness bubble in their chest that I have right now because, oh my goodness, you're doing such a wonderful thing. How can people find you?
So we are located in Tiffin, Ohio. You can find us on Facebook at Tiffin Community Kitchen. We also have a website, tiffincommunitykitchen.com. So feel free to come look us up on Facebook or look us up on Google.
And anybody can just get hold of you and be like, I'm interested in
Yes.
doing this. Help.
Yep. Anytime. I'm always looking for volunteers. I'm always looking for new ideas or really anything. So, yeah, I'm open to anything.
You have an open door policy. Good.
I have an open door policy. Yes.
Awesome. All right. As always, people can find me at a tinyhomesteadpodcast.com and go check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/a-tinyhomestead. Emily, I loved this so much. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
All right. Have a great
Have a great day.